Today I show you how to repair an Ethernet cable, and also how to test the cable to make sure that the cable is working, and when it's not working, what to do, how to repair it, how to fix it. As you see here, I have this Ethernet tester and it shows only 2 cables are making contact.
I'll crimp them again, try again.
This cable is running through the wall, through conduit, so it's gonna be difficult to replace it, and the easiest way to fix this cable is to change the terminals, the RJ45 connectors, and this also depends on the type of cable you have. This is a Cat6A cable, so it needs RJ45 connectors for Cat6A, which are a bit thicker than the usual ones. If your Ethernet cable is Cat5e, it's much easier to change the RJ45 connectors. You don't need any special loader bar or any of these extra steps. So this is for Cat6A and Cat7. And here there are insulation jackets on each of the twisted pairs after you remove the outside insulation. Also, when you remove the outside insulation, make sure you don't press too much in, so you don't cut the wires themselves. And this is it's aluminum, I believe, this kind of sleeves, and be careful with your fingers. Also, these cables are a little bit different for each manufacturer. This one is Cat6A and it doesn't have an extra insulation outside, but Cat7 I saw from Leroy Merlin. This is the Lexman from Leroy Merlin brand, and that the Cat6A doesn't have an extra insulation above all of them, but Cat7 had it. But I got Cat6A because it was just what I needed. And the drain wire, that metal wire, you keep it there, is very important. First, make sure you don't forget to put the sleeve before anything else, especially if the cable is connected to the wall. If you're just trying this, you can do that later, or you can skip it, but first the sleeve. Then you straighten all the cables, unwind them. They are twisted, so you have to untwist them and also straighten them. You can simply use your fingers, or you can use a pen or anything device to straighten them. And this is the order where you arrange the cables. You need to have a specific order. This is a Type B order. There is also a Type A, but Type B is more popular these days. So I have to make sure that I'm ordering in the same place. You know that it's Type B because it has orange on the left side. So you have from the left to the right, you have all these color combinations like this. Before going forward, I like to cut this cable, to cut the wires, and I have a crimping tool here. This is a simple crimping tool, it's nothing fancy about it, and I like to cut them so they are more easy to hold.
First should be below, second above. Okay, so white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Okay. Inside they have the same shape, and these are longer for the second ones. So this is why that's why this is harder. Should be like this. Okay, so one more time. White, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Should be okay.
At any point here, if you change your mind, if you feel like something is not right, you can remove the cable. You don't have to continue. I did actually remove it a few times just because I wasn't sure. The loading bar should be at the top because it needs to align the cables, the wires inside to the connector itself. You saw the shape of the connector is not the usual RJ45. They're not all straight there. This is the reason is because these are usually thicker cables, thicker wires, so they don't fit. They just don't fit in the standard format of the RJ45. And yeah, make sure you also connect this drain wire. This is the ground wire that connects the ground from two devices, the ones you're connected. This is very important for reducing the interference with the cable. That's the reason why you have it there, and you should be using it. And I like to put it under this crimping tool, but yeah, the cable tie didn't really work. I was thinking to use the cable tie. There are sheets of copper made especially for these connectors to secure the ground on the connector with conductive adhesive, but I don't have those, and for me it's fine like this. I will test them anyway, and you see now this is the crimping process. It's important to have a tester, an Ethernet tester, where you connect, or you have two devices, one main, this is the main, and the remote, and you connect them through the cable and they should be blinking. And you see one of them actually is not right.
I'll do the other cable also the other side. I'll do the other side and check again.
I had to also replace the cable, the terminal, the RJ45 connector on the other side of the cable through the wall. And after that, it's okay. Now, the reason why you know it's okay, they all go in the same direction, the series, they're not jumping up and down. And all of the lights turn on, including the ground. The G is the ground. So each number represents one of the pins of the cable, one of the wires, and G represents the ground, and this should be the same on both sides. And when it's like this, you know your cable is right. And yeah, here the drain wire, I like to put it on the sleeve like that, on that rubber cover, so that it stays secure to the terminal, the connector itself. It's also connected through the crimping process, but I like to keep it like that because I don't have any special copper with adhesive tapes. For me, this is okay, and it's working.
It's easy to tell. The colorful ones are on top, the half white ones are below. Pretty easy once you see it.
The way these terminals, these RJ45 connectors are arranged, it might be a little bit different for you. Maybe instead of starting with the below, it might start with above, but the order, the shape will be similar, this zigzag.
And you see the copper here. You see the copper here, and the full color ones are on top. The half white ones are below. That's pretty easy once you see it to recognize it. It's plugged in on the other side.
I didn't have this Ethernet tester, and usually they're not expensive, but I had to buy it quickly because I had a problem with the Ethernet cable. Before you start, I recommend you get one of these.
Ground is okay, and each one is okay. Should be all good.
This is how you repair an Ethernet cable through the wall. So if the cable goes through the conduit, if you don't want to replace the cable, you don't really have to.
Remove from both sides before plugging it in.
The device should be unplugged from both sides before you connect it to any network devices.
So let's find click.
You also connect the other side of a cable to a switch or another router, and that's it. I hope this helps you. Thanks for watching.